Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Happy birthday to President Obama. I had to start off with that first. If you didn't know, this is the Weekly Tea with me, Tara LaShawn. This is a weekly broadcast where I come to you out the comfort of my own home, and I talk about what's been going on in the world this week. So, first of all, I had to give a shout out to President Barack Obama. It is his 55th birthday, April 4th. So, I hope he has a lot of fun. And he's been just claimed, okay, the president with the most swag. So, I'm like, okay, yeah, he does have swag. But happy birthday to him. And I guess him and Michelle were going somewhere. She had on this dress. It was, she's so elegant. But we're going to get more into the Obama family later on. Because, I got to talk about his daughters. But let me go to what happened last week where I left off, okay? So, last week, if you missed the tea, I was talking about Toya Wright, who is the ex-wife and baby mama to Lil Wayne, the rapper. And she's married to Memphis Wright. And she's getting a divorce. Oh, she was also on Tiny and Toya. She's getting a divorce. But in the midst of her getting a divorce, her two brothers, Rudy and Josh Johnson, they were shot and killed this past weekend in New Orleans. So, yes, definitely prayers goes out to her and her family in this time. That's horrible. I have two brothers. Everybody's used to my older brother, Ro. But I have a half brother who's 2 years younger than me, Snoop. So there's Ro and Snoop and me, and I'm Bootsy. That's my nickname, my family nickname. Don't call me that in the streets, okay? Don't get jacked up over that. But I couldn't imagine losing my brothers, so I can't even comprehend the pain she's going through. But my heart just goes out to her. And then with all this, she's getting a divorce as well, so it's just like, ooh, extra headache. And so it's just horrible. But Lil Wayne, reports just came out today. As soon as Lil Wayne heard what happened, he was like, oh no, man, because he from New Orleans too. He's like, no, them was my homies and everything. He got on a private jet, baby, and he got to her, okay? Oh my goodness, I'm trying this weight loss tea. Oh my goodness, this tea is supposed to make you lose like 5 pounds. I'm trying it. But anyway, he was like, forget whatever. We still, I'm gonna be there by your side. I understand. So he's seeing her through. I'm like, gotta give my TI salute to you, because that just says I still care and I still respect you. And even though we're not together, I'm still gonna have your back no matter what. And I'm like, I love it. I just love it. I love to see people, even if their relationship didn't work out, if something happens, they're like, they got their back. And I know everybody last week was like, everyone was getting divorced, right? Mary J. Blige, Keisha Knight Pulliam, and that is just a whole mess with Keisha Knight Pulliam and Ed Hartwell. And he's brought, not he, she, Keisha Knight Pulliam said something about Lisa Wu on her podcast, and about her bringing it to light about them getting married on Hollywood Divas, which comes on Centric or something. I don't even know, because I don't even watch the show. I stopped watching it a while back because it didn't interest me. And I only watch like 2 or 3 reality shows anyway. But no, whatever it comes on, and I don't think it's Centric, but whatever it comes on, she was like going against them and going against Lisa Wu, and Lisa Wu responded. And then Big Tigger came out and he was like, I think Ed Hartwell is a coward and he's less of a man to leave his wife, especially when she's pregnant, and I am not the father of the child. That is just a big mess. besides from that, Mary J. Blige had announced she was getting divorced. It was like divorce was in the air, okay? And then here comes LaToya Luckett saying, I just got a divorce. And we're like, when were you married? She got married to Rob Hill, and they kept it real hush-hush. And 2 months of being married, their divorce is over. And like when it came out that she was getting divorced, she is divorced. She's already divorced. So he was on radio shows like with Little Mo, and he was talking about, yeah, you know, we kind of calling off the engagement and everything. And it's like, okay, while you're saying that, you guys are already married? Crazy. And if you don't know who LaToya Luckett is, she was one of the original members of Destiny's Child, okay? When it was Beyonce, Kelly, LaToya, and LaTavia, when they came out with No, 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 way back in the day, baby. She was one of the originals. So that was crazy. And then from the pastors, Pastor Jamal Bryant, he is dating, and I saw this and I was like, how did this work out? He's dating Tweet. Now, if you don't remember Tweet, she came out with that song talking about, oops, there goes my shirt over my... Yeah, I'm not going to try to sing it. But she came out with that song back in the day with Missy Elliott. And it was also rumored that her and Missy Elliott were a couple or were an item. Notice I said rumored because who knows for sure? I mean, it's just talk. It's talk around town. Missy Elliott gonna be with her. She gonna be with Lil Mo. She gonna be with Nicole Ray. But we don't. I mean, we really don't know because it's just hearsay. But whatever happened, her and Missy Elliott, they did have a falling out, and her real name is Charlene Keys. Charlene Tweet Keys. And my bad. When I saw her name, I was like, Charlene. I started thinking about Anthony Hamilton's song, Charlene. And then Keys, I started thinking about Alicia Keys. So maybe I just got music on the brain. But I was like, okay. And she was talking about how she had went through, she's on the show, and she was in interviews, and she was talking about how she went through depression and everything. Her and Missy did have kind of, I guess, a falling out, misunderstanding or whatever. And she was talking about her depression and everything, and how she had been single for like 10 years, a decade. And her and Jamal Bryant, they just met while he was on his way to Oprah's show. They just ran into each other and just started talking. And what got everybody was he referred to her as his, not his first lady, because all the guys were bringing out their significant others. And he referred to her as his last lady. And everybody was like, excuse me, what? I hope he's doing like the scripture, the first shall be last and the last shall be first, and that's what he means. And I really do genuinely think that's what he means when he calls her his last lady. He's like, you may have been the last woman I met, but you're the first lady. You know, y'all can kind of twist that around, yeah. But I mean, he has been married before, and he did get divorced. His wife is on, I think, the Real Housewives. She's on one of those Real Housewives shows. And she says she divorced him because he got a member of the congregation pregnant. That ain't none of my business, though. But yeah, he's with Tweet. She responded to it. She went to Instagram and she was like, I felt like my appearance on the show was an honor. So, I mean, much love to y'all. It's a little weird. Like Birdman and Toni Braxton. It's a little weird, but I mean, I think, I wish them the best. And from everything I saw, they look like they're really happy together. She's turned over a whole new pattern. You know, she's doing a whole new thing. She's not that girl that we knew back in that video talking about, oops, there goes my skirt all over my, whatever the lyrics was. I really didn't even like the song, to tell you the truth. But I'm sorry, part of me, I'm just going to be honest and I'm just going to tell you the truth, okay? No, I really did not dig the song. And I saw her in, like, movies and other things, and I was like, you know, she's talented. She's pretty. Oh, my goodness. Nubian chocolate princess. And I think she's much more than this little old song that she made out there. It was kind of, you know, corny and just hinting on masturbation. She was more than that. I just saw something in her. But, you know, of course, in the industry, they're going to market you however they want to. So, but good luck to her. Getting on to some other news. Earlier this week, it was reported a woman named Corinne Gaines. She was shot and killed. Another black life. She was shot and killed by police. They came to her house because she failed to, I guess, appear in court. And so they came to her house, and it turned into SWAT being there, and it was a standoff, and she ended up getting shot, and her 5-year-old son was shot in the process. A lot of people are like, was she a victim of, like, so many other Sandra Bland, the list goes on and on, of black people who were unjustly killed by police officers. And the story is really, it's really confusing to me, because it's like she had a shotgun. She was, some reports said she was threatening the police. She had her son. And I saw a couple of the videos, and I was just like, okay. It was one video of her and her son, and she's like, who? And it was the same day that she was shot. And she's like, who's that at the door? And her son's like, the police. And what are the police here to do? They're here to kill us. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of disturbing for you to teach your kids that. And I know we all, some of us who grew up and we witnessed police brutality firsthand, we do have a little bit of we're very skeptical of the police, and very much so skeptical of calling the police and kind of trusting them, because although there are some really, really good officers, and I know a lot of officers who they're really cool, they're really down to earth and everything, even when the badge is off. And there are some police officers, they're just, I don't know, observe and report. They remind me of, what is that actor's name? What is his name? Seth Rogen. They remind me of Seth Rogen from Observe and Report, where they're just so over eager to just prove themselves as an authority figure. So it's kind of like, it's a 50-50 chance. But in this case, I hated to see her teaching her child that, because to me it was the same as teaching your child racism. To me, it was the same as teaching your child racism. It was the same as just implanting this in this child's head to be a certain way. And her videos, they're just not looking really good. Because in one video, she's sitting in the car and she has the camera rolling, and she's just like talking mad noise. She's like, you put your hands on me, I'm gonna come after you, you're gonna have to kill me. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I don't think you fit into that same category as everyone else. So I really feel sorry for her son, because he was injured in the process of this, and it's kind of like she put him in the forefront. She had him there watching all of this, so he's going to remember this, and it's just a bad situation, and I really feel sorry for her son. I feel sorry that yes, I am sad that she was killed, but everything is really sketchy with this one, and so it's just, I have no words for it, because I can't really get and I haven't really found anything that's just a solid report. And the videos just, they don't look good in her favor. They just look like she was just wilding out. And I'm kind of wondering if there was a little bit of mental illness but you know, this is just Tara LaShawn's opinion. You can agree to disagree. You can disagree with me. That's fine. That's fine. As long as you're respectful with me. Because in the past I have had people come after me and they have been very disrespectful. And one thing a lot of people don't know about me is, yeah, I'll turn up on you. Don't let me, don't let the, the degrees I have, the positions I have, don't let me growing up in church and being in private school fool you. You want to act a fool with me? I'll act a clown with you back. That's just a fair warning. I'm just saying. This tea is hitting. But I'm just saying, it's just a fair warning. But anyway, moving on. Let's get back to the Obamas. Oh, Michelle Obama. So people were giving her all types of drama because she did not make the Democratic convention. Instead, she was at Lollapalooza having fun. And of course, there were videos circulating of her. Why? Because she's the president's daughter. She is the 44th president of the United States daughter. So of course, videos are going to come out. And really, she was just there. She was just having fun with her friends. I mean, she's about to go to college. She's about to go to Ivy League University. She's gonna have to study and focus on whatever it is that she wants to achieve. And she's 18. And I was watching the video and I was like, I was laughing because she reminded me so much of myself. Like, you just a little kind of geeky girl from the suburbs and you're sitting there and you're trying to have fun. And I'm like, she's not really twerking. She's just kind of like, just moving around like, yeah, I feel the music. Yeah, I'm having fun. Yeah. What I hated was the outfit she had on, the tube top and the shorts. And I was like, no, baby, no. And I say that from experience because even though she's an adult, she's 18, I still look at her as like a little classy cardigan sweater young lady. And I know everybody has those times where they go party and everything. And me, myself, I've done it. I mean, my first concert that I really went to, I was 17. I hadn't hit 18 yet. And I went with my homegirl. I went with my homegirl and I went with my sister. And it was the No Limit concert. Y'all don't make fun of me, okay? Yes, I had on a black tube top and some shorts. Kind of similar to what Malia had on. But I'm a little bit more full-figured and busty. She's very slim. And oh my gosh, I remember just the craziest thing. I remember like sitting there and I was just walking around and I'm just like having fun. I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna see Master P. Oh my god, I'm gonna see Silk the Shocker. I love Silk the Shocker. I had the biggest crush on Silk the Shocker back then. And I remember I had on a tube top and this guy was like, he just like came out of nowhere. He's like, dang, you got some big titties. And I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, the rest of the night I was like, can somebody get me a sweater? I really was. And so that just watching her dancing, it reminded me of me when I was that age. And you just want to have fun and feel free for just a moment, but still stuff happens. And you know, I don't judge her. And I'm sure when she got home, I'm sure Michelle got her in a room and was like, what is wrong with you? And people, y'all were killing, y'all had me with the memes talking about, and it was a picture of her, Obama, Sasha, Michelle, they all getting off the airplane, and he's like, you out here twerking, got these white folks talking about me, out there thinking you a little fuck. give me this phone. And then it was another one talking about, let me see you twerking again. Let me see. And I was like, that poor baby, she probably did get it when she got home. But she's just trying to be free. I mean, she's doing what a lot of us have done. A lot of us have been through. A lot of us have experienced. And my only thing, be safe. Just be really safe and cautious about your environment. That is my only concern. Because I've been there, done that. And honestly, looking at her, I was like, oh, wow. She reminds me of me when I finally got that first taste of freedom, and you could go out and you could just like, yay, yay, party, party, party. Because the way she was dancing, it was like, she was like, she was trying to get it. And I was like, you go, girl. I'm like, I understand. I've been there. I've been young. I've been 18. I completely understand. But, I'm just like, just cover up, baby. You're so sophisticated. You're so beautiful. Such a precious jewel. Just kind of, I hated that she had on the tube top in the shorts, and it kind of showed a little bit of booty, showed her stomach. But like I said, I've been young before, and I've done the same thing. And being a little older, I'm just like, oh, I just want to protect our young women from these disgusting, dirty perverts out there, because they are out there. But a lot of people was giving her slack for that, and I'm like, okay, hold up, because let's get real for a second, okay? I have friends who went to school with the Bush twins. The Bush twins used to shut down the on-campus bar in Austin. The Bush twins were doing all types of stuff. And nobody had anything to say about that, but they're jumping on poor Malaya for what she's doing. Okay, we do know that these kids, that they are kids, they want to be free, they want to experience this freedom. So why are we jumping on them? Nobody gave this much slack to the Bushes. Okay, and from what I heard from my homegirl, they were the 2 Live crew of the campus. They always had something going on. They were always doing something that could have just been horrible. So I'm like, you know what? Lay off of her for going to Lapapalooza and not going to the convention. She's just trying to have fun before she goes off to school. Because once she gets in school, she ain't going to have time to do anything. And like I said, I'm sure Michelle and President Obama, they had a conversation with her as soon as she got back. And they're like, you got to be careful. And the media takes everything out of context. Yeah. But in the meanwhile, and I just see them as trying to be normal, because Sasha got a job working at a restaurant in the Hamptons this summer. I mean, I have never seen a kid in the White House do that. So I'm like, okay, they're just trying to be normal. They're just like, we want to be normal. We want to know, what is it like to have a job? They are just like a entirely different family than any other family I've seen in the White House, including the Clintons. The Clintons were kind of different, but that's because Bill was just off the chain, Yeah. And I am still casting my vote for Hillary, okay? Because I'm not even studying Trump. And Trump got his Trump card handed to him by Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney made a speech, and he just read Donald Trump. He was like, you want this guy to run America? The guy who's filed for bankruptcy, who's put more people out of work? He's like, what happened to Trump University? What happened to Trump steaks? What happened to Trump this? What happened to Trump that? He has all these empty promises, and he has the temperament of a 3-year-old. Mitt Romney went off on Donald Trump. And I'm like, dang. He read Donald Trump like Donald Trump was some hooker off the street. I'm just saying. I need to start making more tea. Yeah, but he read him. Mick Romney, he read Donald Trump, and he had it spot on. How are you going to let someone who has no political intelligence be the next president, be the 45th president of the United States? He's like, he's made fun of reporters with disability. He's made fun of Hillary Clinton. He said bad things about women, which I'm like, I don't even understand why women are supporting him, because he seems like a total jerk. I mean, and then you want Melania Trump to be the first lady who has been photographed in nude pictures with other women, and you know, she has pictures of her tatas all over. Please, come on, give me a break, y'all. And then Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry, you gonna come out supporting Donald Trump, talking about he's on to something, because secretly everybody's getting tired of political correctness, kissing up. And then he says, that's the kiss. Okay, I want to quote it, so guys, please, okay, I'm quoting it word for word, so please excuse the language, but I want to quote it word for word, okay? Because this was his statement. He's like, that's the kiss-ass generation we're in now. We're really in a pussy generation. Everybody's walking on eggshells. No. Trump is wrong. His approach is wrong. He has no experience. I would rather, to tell you the truth, I would rather Jerry Springer run for president over Donald Trump. I would vote for Jerry Springer before I voted for Donald Trump. I would vote for Kermit the Frog before I voted for Donald Trump. I'm just saying. But, I mean, like I said, excuse my French. I really wanted to quote it for what he did say, because I thought that was just the stupidest statement ever made. Okay? And then moving on. Let's move on to some more stuff. Delon Roof, he was the shooter in the Charleston church shooting, where he sat there and prayed with them in prayer service, and then just opened fire on them, on the members of the congregation. He's in prison, and he's been in solitary confinement for a while, and he got beat up in prison. He got beat up by an inmate. And the thing is, they're like, he was either on his way to the shower, or he was on his way from leaving the recreation area. We're not sure, but we do know that he was beat and he's okay. I never claimed to be the smartest woman in the world, but I'm surely not the dumbest. So you mean to tell me in a jail, you don't have cameras, you don't have guards. I know you guys take head counts. So how do you not know what area he was in at what time? This is not Orange is the New Black, where you just get to go wherever you want to go and nobody knows where you are, okay? That's Hollywood. And from speaking with the resident Dr. JR last night, who has done some work in prison and talked to people in prisons, it's not where you can just walk around free willy-nilly and nobody knows where you are. So I'm not understanding why they didn't have tabs on where he was, but he got beat up. And we're sure it's not going to be the first, and we're sure it's not going to be the last time. Okay, this is a guy who killed innocent people who were in prayer service. And after he was caught, and he said that he wanted to start a race war, he was taken to Burger King and given a super size. You know, I'm just saying, So I'm sure it's not going to be the first time, and it's not going to be the last time he is, cornered in prison and beat up. And it was by an African American black inmate. Okay. Robert Edward Cumberless. Okay, he was a member of the Ku Klux Klan, known as Dynamite Bob. He was the one who blew up the 16th Street Baptist Church that killed what we refer to as the 4 little girls. He was up for parole this week, and of course it was denied. And I'm sitting here thinking, why would you even give him the chance to have parole? Some people don't deserve to even be given a parole hearing. That's just a waste of time, money, and whatever the parole board has to do. I put him up there with like Charles Manson. Look, we don't even need to look at your parole files. We're just gonna go ahead and say this. No, we don't have time for that. No, you're not getting out. You're staying in. You're doing life. No possibility of parole. You blew up a church. You killed 4 innocent girls. Okay, I don't know about y'all. Me growing up, and I'm sure Nikki Smith, if you watching this, you can testify to this too. I think you were still there, but growing up in high school, in one class that was an English class, and my teacher was Mr. Ronald Robinson. I will never forget him. And Judy, maybe you can testify to it too. He made sure when we went to his class, it was not always English, baby. We were watching Eyes on a Prize. We were watching documentaries, and we watched a documentary on the 4 little girls, and it was so, oh my God, it was so heartbreaking. I remember sitting in class, and I was trying to hold back tears, and I was that geeky girl that sat in the front row, in the front seat. I was a nerd, okay. But I remember watching the documentaries and watching how everyone was just devastated, and it was emotional. It was just so tragic, and it was for no reason. No reason. Oh. And I remember back then I was like, I just wish we all could just really love each other and just forget about skin color, because that's something that's taught. And we talked about that on my show on Wednesday night, on my radio show. We were talking about how stuff is taught, how hatred is taught, how racism is taught, how these unhealthy traits that we carry into relationships are taught. This is embedded in our mind. And I'm like, you know what? It didn't make any sense to try to do this, but to blow up a church. But, he was up for parole. I don't even know why, but it was denied, okay? So moving on to that, I'm going to end this on this. I was just cruising through social media and came across some stuff about Suge Knight. And I'm like, what is Suge Knight doing now? Comes out, a former employee of his came out and said, back in the day, Suge Knight tried to have Eminem, who's the real Slim Shady, tried to have Slim Shady killed to get back at Dr. Dre. And I'm like, see, once again, somebody doing senseless stuff for what? For money? Just because you're mad because they left? Oh my goodness. I was like, I'm too through. I'm too through with you. I am too through with you. Forget you. I don't even want to do that. But let me really leave off on something funny. I'm gonna tell y'all if this tea make me lose 5 pounds for real. Back to Melania Obama, her twerking or whatever. So Serena Williams, who was in Beyonce's Sorry video that came out in this new Lemonade album, so she had a twerk tutorial going on, and people were like clowning her, talking about she's stiff, she got all that junk in the trunk and she don't know how to move it and everything. And I was like, I didn't see it like that. I saw it as, hey, I'm like, hey, she's showing me how to work it out, because her body is amazing. It is flawless. Serena Williams is like, you give thick women, you represent for us thick women. And I didn't think she was stiff or bad. I'm just like, you know what, this woman has endorsements. She's a professional, so she's not gonna get on there like she's some stripper in ATL at Magic City making it rain. You know, she's gonna do it in a very classy way. People are like, she's stiff and all that, and I'm like, you know what, y'all need to back up off Serena, because if she really wanted to twerk, I'm sure she could twerk. I'm like, shoot, I don't have no problem with it, because most people talking about her twerking. I mean, you look like you look like Kitty Boo Boo on Empire when she was twerking that first episode, season 2, that first episode. I'm like, so y'all gonna get off Serena Williams, okay? But yeah, that's it for this week's tea. Catch me online on Tuesdays with the Spill the Tea Tuesdays. That's about relationship advice. People send me questions about their relationships, and I give them my response. And it's totally different from this, because it's studio generated, and I have a great team behind me who they make it look so awesome, you know. And so, other than that, hey, check me out on my website, Tara LaShawn Experience. I'll be uploading some new things. I know I've been a little slow with the YouTube posts. Forgive me, but I am trying. But you know, life happens. I have a full-time job. I have another full-time job with the radio station. I'm trying to do a lot of writing and everything, trying to get some stuff done. So yeah. So until next time, you know, just keep spilling that tea, and you know what? Tell me what you think in the comments about what's going on. And I'll hear from you guys later. Love you, lovelies.